folks. Certainly nice to see you back here again. If you're new to our channel, my name is Rick, and with my wife Lori, we're my totally amazing wife Lori. We're building our retirement dream boat, a 31.5-foot diesel trawler, right here in our own backyard. This week's video continues with spraying the first coat of primer on the starboard side of the main cabin and a second coat on the port side of the main cabin. It's a slow process. As you work your way through it, the defects get smaller and smaller and smaller until you reach what I think is a satisfactory service for a top coat. We're getting very close to being able to put that top coat on. We still need to save a little bit of money to buy some Alex Steel paint, but probably won't go on until the spring. Also, with a little help from one of our viewers, the spray painting of the primer process went a lot more smoothly and more efficiently. Anyways, so without any further fanfare, let's get this boat on the water. A few people have asked me, why am I spraying the paint on the boat? Why aren't you rolling it on? I said, well, you know, I've stepped outside my comfort zone on so many things on this boat. Why should adding the protective coatings be any different? I had the equipment, don't remember why I bought it. It was many years ago, and it sat in my basement or in my living room, and I decided this was the time. I'm going to try something I've never done before, and it seems to be working okay. I mean, I haven't got the technique down and haven't got the muscle memory established to allow me to lay down the paint. In this case, it's primer properly, but I'm working on it, and it was fun. I do have to apologize for the background noise. I'm right over top of the air compressor, and I guess I hear it so much I block it out and I don't hear it at all. So again, I do apologize. I had to go back to Lowe's to get some more primer, and this was new stock, and it was vastly different from the first 2 cans of primer that I had, which were all gummed up on the bottom, and it took me like 40 minutes to get remixed back up, and this stuff was really quite nice to work with. This has been my life for the last week or so. Life on the ladders, I call it. And one of the things that I found myself doing was overreaching a lot, because I'd have to climb down the ladder and then back up it and over and over and over again. And my poor old 64-year-old legs were starting to feel it after 3 or 4 hours of up and down, up and down, up and down. The visual change that even putting some primer over this bare fiberglass that I've been looking at for 3 years now, since I put the cabin sides up, I guess, is really extremely satisfying. People have commented that, you know, it really looks like a boat. Now that I'm working down on the lower portions, I get a reprieve from the ladder. I have these foldable work platforms that I can just step up on 2 steps. A little bit easier on this whole body. Just like to add, this is the first of 2 coats of primer. I'll go over the first coat with a fine-tooth comb and repair any defects that I can see that need to be addressed before more primer goes on, and that's where the red lipstick comes into play. I guess building a boat is sort of a million little jobs that have to be done, and when you finally complete one, it's pretty satisfying. But then you sit back and you look, and uh-oh, there's another million more to do, so you gotta move on, big fella. This is back over on the port side, and you can see the repairs that I've made after the first layer of primer went down. And this is the red lipstick that I alluded to before, and it's a glazing putty. It's used in the automotive industry. Whether it's ideal for this purpose or application, I don't know, but I mean, I'm limited in my experience, so I used it because I've used it before on cars and things like that, and it seemed to work okay, although it was tedious and monotonous and boring and all that other good stuff. Here we go again, back up on the ladders, overreaching again, but that'll probably never change. This project, well, this side, soon be done. Lori and I were talking this past week about what our options would be for top coat paints on the hull and the foredeck and all that kind of stuff. And I originally wanted to spray on using the lesser expensive Rust-Oleum paint, but we found out it can't be tinted, and we don't want pure white on the sides. We want like an eggshell white or an oyster white or something that's just a little off white. When you're building your own boat, you sort of have to, especially building it out of pocket like we are, you have to balance cost, availability, your own skill sets, your own knowledge, your own limitations when you're doing things like this. And I think what we've settled on is we're going to go with the Alex Seal paint, and we're going to roll and tip it. We're not going to spray it. Hopefully that will give us the best result for a couple of amateurs trying to paint their own boat. Getting very close to finishing the port side now, and my old legs just about had it. Being perched on ladders all day really wears you down. When our friend Joe from Motor City Boat Works was here a month and a half or so ago, he asked me a lot of questions, and he asked me if I had any advice for anyone who was considering building their own boat. And just one of the things I touched on was I wish I had done this when I was a lot younger, like maybe in my 30s. This is it, the home stretch for the port side, and I'll be so glad when this is done. But anyways, yeah, it's very satisfying. The results are pretty good. I still will have to go over the second coat and address some minor imperfections, but that's part of the process. The farther along you get, the smaller and smaller the defects are until they're virtually microscopic. So while I've still got some paint left in the gun, I moved up to the foredeck and added some more primer to the underside of the eyebrow and the windscreen frames, and used up the paint. There's no sense throwing it out, so we'll put it on the boat. It's better off there anyways. Yes, you're running a little low on paint there, buddy. You never look into the barrel of a gun, even a spray gun, you muppet. That's it for today. Time to go home. So at the end of every spraying session comes the undesirable job of cleaning the spray gun. And I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I tear the whole thing down and I stick it in some acetone and I scrub the crap out of it. And then I blow it out with some compressed air. So if anybody is more experienced with using this type of equipment and cleaning it, let me know what I'm doing wrong. After the air pressure regulator, the second thing to come off the gun is the adapter for the Spectrum paint cup system. And I could probably leave this on and clean it, but it just seems a lot easier to take it off and just drop it in the acetone. Don't know what the official name is for all these parts on the gun. I'm assuming this is the nozzle, cone assembly, whatever. But it all comes apart and it all goes in the acetone, and I'll scrub the crap out of all of it. So that's it for this week, folks. From Lori and I'd like to thank you all for looking in and giving us a little bit of your precious time. We do appreciate each and every one of you coming every week to view our videos. So until next week, stay safe, happy, and especially have fun. Cheers.